fuel, give me fire, give me double shot it
Welcome to the start of a brand new season of the NNSCRA Spectrum Cup Series. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel and everything that's taking place here for Season 8. Hard enough to believe that we're doing for Season 8 here in this series. It's amazing. First off, I want to give a big thanks to Seth Cole for help making this happen again like always. And without further ado, let's go down to your newly revised... Well, I can't even speak anymore. I know it's for fun, but for hell... to hell with it. Fuck it. I know, I'm cursing. Let's get your starting lineup. Jackie Tang on the pole for today's race. Next to him, Vince Freeze in 18. Third, Jesse Turner. Fourth, Stephen Colon. Fifth, RJ Bishop. Sixth, Zachary Fitzwater. Seventh is Brad Crawford. He's brand new and all that, making his first ever start on the channel. Eighth, Allison Rain. Ninth, Amanda Evans in the top 10. Kyle Matthews. Here's his rest of starting lineup through the rest of the field. We got Michael Norman in the 21. Alexander Rowe in the 27. Zach Flickinger in the 1 who won the Cup Series Championship about a week or so ago. Quentin Moore in the 96. Andrew Davis in the 14, Aaron Macklin in the 36, Ace Wild in the 17, Charles Saver in the 55, Diego Yepes, your champion, will be in the 77, Dylan Young in the 92, Chris Dollarton in the 6, Roberto Crown Jr. moving over from the 96 to the 8, Cole Deaver in the 3, James Ellison moving from the 01 to the 25, Christian Vargas in the 45, Zach Winkle in the 93, Jessica Shelton in the 9, and her teammate James Qualls in the 19, Seth Cole in the 24, Austin LaPlante in the 66. Been a while since he's been in the series altogether, and I believe actually, or no, my mistake, he was in last season, I think. Laura Chung making her debut in this series, driving the number 2, and making her debut on the channel. Next to her, Levi McIntyre, Eric Monaco moving over to the 4, Sam Oskin moving over from the 32 to the 02, Mitchell Collins moves from the 26 to the 20, Sky Commons moves to the 32, Jonathan Zerl in the 43, making his return to the channel, Benjamin Miles in the 44, Lane Sanders moving from the 8 to the 01. Cody Smart making his debut onto the channel and in this series in the 88. And on the final row, Eric Burton making his grand return to the channel in the 7. And Dylan Thoreau in car number 40. Here's the command.
Drivers, start your engine.
Not bad for first time effort there. Got everyone's names right and didn't butcher too. That feels great. All right. Now, as we have gotten our... command to fire the engines. Wow, I couldn't even think of the words to say that there. You can tell this is where I can have a lot more fun now, as not more serious can happen here, which is great. So at least I don't have to be like Noah Hart and say a racer fucking sandwich. I'm being dumb. Oops, I mean anyway. So Jackie Tang will be starting on the pole here for today's race, along with Vince Freeze on the front row. So that's gonna be a good sign to see. 40 laps of action for today's race that will take play here for the Daytona 500 of Season 8. And I will have to look on the side who won last season's 500, because for my memory, I do not remember. I think it was Jessica Shelton. I'll take a look, like I said, and I will confirm it in just a bit. But Pace Car makes a dive down pit road. Showtime, ladies and gentlemen, for Season 8 of the NCRA Spectrum Cup Series. And we are Green Flag Racing. We are underway for the Daytona 500. And I do want to confirm, yes, it was Jessica Shelton that did win the Daytona 500 last season for this series. And the fun fact about her, she's actually managed to win every Daytona opener on this channel, which is absolutely mind-boggling. So I know she'd like to win a second one on this channel. Or I should say in this series, I should say, but... let alone 2 in a row. That would be one hell of an accomplishment altogether. But knowing how the Daytona 500 could be, it is anybody's race. Brad Crawford making his debut. Look at this. Will lead the first lap of Season 8. And now the ride that formerly was Mitchell Collins, now Amanda Evans. Nope, Quentin Moore now going to the point. Now, Quentin Moore won the Universal Orlando Cup Series Daytona 500. Which was the NRSL series that we did, and that was back in January. So Moore going to try to do what he can to see if he can pull a Daytona 500 win in this series. Now Andrew Davis making his first ever start here, going to go to the point. And you may recognize this as Ace Wild. You may have known him before as Zach Rogers. Well, just a small little name change, nothing too fancy. But in the DeWalt Ford, Davis will lead the lap, but Ace Wild now going to go to the point. So Ace Wild, not really is a lot known about Wild. I know Rogers has mentioned from before about how this is his protege, I believe it is. I'm sorry, I know someone didn't give me proper information about this driver. Wink. But anyway, so Wild going to go to the point, and there's Diego Yepes, champion from last season. An interesting choice that he chose for being in a ride. He chose the ride that Anthony Lopez was in last season. There's Christian Vargas in the 45, who's one of the bright future stars here that's coming around, not only in this community, but also just in general throughout any series. This is one of the guys that has just recently been coming aboard in many of the offline leagues that have been coming around, and this has been the driver who's been in a lot of guys' radars there altogether. He's trying to make a name for himself, and so far early on, doing really, really good in that Sprint PCS Dodge Charger there. Seth Cole in the 24, who's normally been really, really good in this series, and last season did not have a good run altogether. So he's looking for redemption in that 24 car this season. And Laura Chung, then now in the 2, trying to fight her way up to the front of the pack. And not going to lead at the line. Seth will do so. And behind Laura Chung, got Eric Monaco in the 4. Now Daytona is going to be this really crazy racing altogether. So don't be surprised. We're going to see a lot of that really crazy pack racing. We're going to see 3 wide, lots of lead changes left and right. May see a wreck or two if they get a little more aggressive coming on in as the race progresses. Monaco thought he could put a block in, but he's not going to be able to do so. Jonathan Zorl in the 43, going to go to the point. He's going to bring along a teammate of Benjamin Miles along the way. And he's going to go wash up the course there. And the other rookie, Cody Smart. Now, the one thing I remember about Cody was that outside of this series in the NNSCRA in general, he was actually a part of the Hershey's Cup series. And I believe he was a part... Nope, just in Hershey's in the NNSCRA. And I don't think... No, because he's never made an NRSL debut before. And I know in a brief period of time he was over in the NSDCA. So this is his returning, I guess, in the type of way of the NNSCRA. I know he'll be a part of Duracell. That'll be coming up later on at some point in time over in the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel. But here on this channel, making his grand debut in any series. Now, he did actually participate in a one-off before in the past, a few years ago, and that was it. That was the only time we ever seen Cody Smart ever since then, and now making his debut in a series. And, oh, they are going 4 wide about for second, and nice move by Sky Commons to just get on the throttle and not be in that 4 wide scenario, and I don't blame him for that. If he was on the brakes, that would have not worked out into that Tide Ford's favor there. Meanwhile, Lane Sanders, who had a bit of a rough season altogether when he was in the 8, but did win the finale, though, at Zenjoltis. He actually almost won Denver, too, if my memory serves me correctly, when Nick Breen took the victory there. So Lane continuing from last season's momentum there with that win at the finale. Leading a lap right there. Now you got the 66 of Austin the Plant. Trying to prove what he's worth. Levi McTer in the 99. Bringing along Dylan Young in the 92. And this is really the only series you'll ever find Dylan Young there. I know he was actually a part of the Universal Orlando Cup Series back in, it was season 8. When he drove the 42 for about 10 races during that time. Yep, that was correct. Season 8. And a lot of things really going along the way there. Or no, actually it was Season 7. My apologies. Season 7 when that happened. And look at James Qualls not wasting any time in that 19 car. Said, all right, Lane, thank you for your time. I'm going to the point. Now, what was interesting was that Lane actually was trying to look at getting into the 8 car and just missed in the nick of time. Roberto Crow Jr. actually took over. He actually won a race last season in the 96 car, did Crown Jr. And right now, Quentin Moore driving that car. Quentin Moore's old ride is the 45. That's where Christian Vargas is in right now. And Christian Vargas's old ride was the 43. That's Jonathan Zorlin's ride right now. So a lot of crazy switcheroos happening there. In case you're wondering what car Diego won the championship in last season, that'd be the 93 car right now. Zach Winkle, who's actually trying to go to the point. And Bishop said, nope, you're going to the middle, whether you like it or not. We're seeing a lot of 3-wide racing going on by here. A little bit toward the rear of the field, that 21 car, Michael Norman, just about dipped down and almost got a bit of a sticky situation right there. Aaron Macklin, who drove the 6 last season, now in the 36 this season. This car actually did win a Daytona 500 before in the past, when it was Alex Bonsignor who drove it in that car during that season and managed to win the 500. And I think he won one other race, too, during that season as well, but that was the only time he was in the series. And gotta wonder, Macklin, who did not have a good debut last season, now in his 2nd season in this series, you can only imagine what he'd be thinking if he could try to pull off an upset win there here at the Great American Race. Andrew Davis in the 14 there. I don't know really too much a lot, Davis, to be honest. Actually, let's see if we can get to him there, because I'm trying to highlight him. I accidentally had him and lost him there. There he is. Now, Davis, I don't know a whole lot about. I know he's brand new to the channel here and making his first ever start. But Davis there in that Conseco Pontiac, his car actually did win a championship under Vince Freeze there. So it is possible that Davis can actually pull some magic there in that 14 car. So time will tell us what will happen from there. James Ellison. Now, remember how he was in the 0-1, actually, I believe, the last 2 seasons. And he said, I am not dealing with the 0-1 again. So he switched over from the 0-1 to the 25. That was Stephen Cologne's old ride. In case you're wondering about Cologne, he's actually in the 31 there in that Lowe's Chevrolet. Daniel Bouchard drove that car last season. He's not even in the series this season. Missed out in the signups. So far, we almost had a bit of a 4-wide scenario take play here at Daytona, and ever since then, they've been kind of keeping it calm for the most part. That's been a good sign there, at least. 27 car. Alexander Rowe. Good to see him back on the channel altogether. He made his last start on the channel back when it was in the Outback Xfinity Series, driving the 35 car, I believe it was, at the time. It was McDonald's 35 car, and he had not been on the channel since then until now. So it's great to see him back all together, driving that Duke's Mayonnaise Pontiac there. And if my memory serves me correctly, I don't remember the team that 27 car drove back in 2001. Hard enough to believe, I know. This is one of those obscure rides that rode around during that year. Speaking of returns, Eric Burden so far keeping a actually rather smart decision there in that Nation's Rent Ford. Back on the channel for the first time since being a part of the Universal Orlando Cup Series in Season 7. Season 7 or Season 8? I want to say it was 8, actually. He drove the 20 at that time. Managed to score a win during that time, and that was it. Didn't really have a whole lot under the table, but Burton had a lot of good success during that run. He said he'd be leaving, and a big surprise on him signing up in the series and coming aboard for Spectrum. Now, Bird's been very well known to be driving around these cars and this mod in general, so don't be surprised if Burton can really pull some spoilers there. He may be on the older generation side, but that doesn't mean he knows how to drive the car really, really good there. So, interesting to see what can be done there. 22 car is Jesse Turner there. Oh, Qualls and Christian Vargas made a very dicey move right there. Jesse Turner drove the 17 last season and did very well. I believe he actually did not get a win, but he still was actually pretty good there. Now, Turner in the 22 this year. Last year was driven by Igor Barreto. He's actually not in the series this season, so interesting change there. But because Ace Wild got the 17, Turner's now in the 22 in that Caterpillar Dodge in the Ward Burton colors. So for Bill Davis Racing, so far keeping pace, keeping calm. Got a long race ahead. Salmon Oskin, the 0-2 last season, who drove the 32, is there 4 wide for the lead. Dollarton stuck his nose there, and they were 4 wide in the front of the pack. Wow, and they actually kept it together. Great piece of driving right there. And once again, Sky Comets got put in another 4 wide scenario. Wow. Back to what I was saying, though. Salmon Oskin drove the 32 last season, ironic enough, I believe. But here in the 0-2, to my memory, I'm trying to remember who actually drove that car, but I don't remember. And I'm going to use this cheat sheet here as to figure out who in the living hell drove that car. Because I am actually curious as to who it is. I don't think it was Wayne Carson, because he was 2 years ago. And actually, my mistake, the 36 last season, by the way, was Derek Hamill. He's not even in the series this season. The 0-2. Actually, my mistake. Zorl was actually in last season. My apologies, folks. The 0-2 was... Oh, it was Zach Winkle in the 0-2. Oh, my deepest apologies. I'm just having a big memory fail right there. But Zorl was actually in last season driving the 7. So my deepest apologies. I'm trying to remember who was in what there, but... This shows you I'm a bit on the rusty end there. Monaco was actually in the 66 last season. And Sky Comets actually was in the 97 last season, so... Hard to believe there. Dylan Young out to the point right now. In that 92 is Dollarton, who led the line last time by. Young will now lead. James Qualls in the second. I'll tell you what, other than that 4 wide scenario earlier... they've been kind of just been rather keeping pace there, and I don't blame them for being smart and courteous driving there, not really being too aggressive, but you seen they were 4 wide at the front of the field, and goodness me, I don't know what could have happened if they were going to wreck at that point, but if they're more 4 wide in the middle of the pack, I think that's where you really could have seen some really dangerous driving there, but thankfully the 4 wide's been at the very, very front, and they know how to, keep pace and not be really crazy, or at the very rear of the pack where they can just settle out and go from there. Speaking of rear of the pack, Charles Saverbow got put 4 wide there with the 96 there of Quentin Moore. Nick Breen drove the 1 last season. Now it's Zach Flickinger. And Zach, fresh off that championship of the Universal Orlando Cup Series, now hopping aboard Spectrum, trying to see if he can technically go 2 championships in a row on the channel. So, it'd be crazy managed to pull that off. Yepes going... I just said Yepes, I'm sorry. Zach Winkle actually going underneath. I know, be prepared for the fails if it happens, though. And the Lane Sanders and Roberto Crown Jr. were working together. Now Crown Jr. looking underneath Lane Sanders for 3rd. Like I said, though, this is actually really good that they're actually not really being too crazy and aggressive, though. They had a little bit of a couple spurts there, but thankfully they've just been managing to settle it out and not be too catastrophic, because this is a bit of a long one here, 40 laps of action. See teammates there in the 20 and the 18 working on that inside line there. Vince Freeze in the 18, Mitchell Collins in the 20. Now, Collins last season actually struggled a lot in that 26 car. Then again, a lot of drivers who actually were born in the 26 struggled a lot, except for one driver in the 26, and I don't remember who, but it was early in the day when we first started out using this car set here. Managed to have a really good season. Ever since then, whoever's in that 26, they just basically had a lot of disastrous runs there. So who's in the 26 this season? Got Amanda Evans, a former champion, might I add, too. So, fingers crossed that streak ends. Charles Sanford working with Diego Yepes there in that 55, working on with the 77 there. And getting a little dicey towards the rear of the pack there. And at 0-2 is Sam and Oskin kind of hanging around that middle line there. And Ellison Rain almost went underneath that Altel Ford there. And that would have not been good there for Sam and Oskin there. Now, this version of Daytona, this is the 2011 revamp. Normally, this version, you could see a lot of the pack racing, the 3-wide racing goes around. And normally, once you see that 4-wide, that's when you kind of get a little antsy there. Normally, these drivers can handle it, but once they start doing the leading part, that's where everything kind of goes south. But I'll tell you what, 23 laps in, they're keeping a pretty good pace there. Wow, and that was a great attempt of a block by Charles Sanford, but Quint Moore's like, I would not want to do that if I were you, and Matt McDowell's Ford said, I'm going underneath, and we'll do so. Kyle Matthews in the 5. That Kellogg's Tony the Tiger Chevrolet there for Hendrick Motorsports looking underneath. Both Moore and Sanford going to get the position. And now the champion going to the point. Yepes. Well, great to see the champion represent himself over in the Spectrum Cup Series here. And he's definitely for sure going to lead this lap. He'll do it at the line. And Aaron Macklin, the 36, who's making sure that this season doesn't follow like what happened last season, where he just got involved in a lot of bad strings of finishes and back consistency. Trying to avoid that this season. Looking for the redemption tour today. And, oh my God, yep, I saw that coming. 4 wide for second. That is not good. Are they going to settle it out? Oh my goodness me. And that 44. Oh, Benjamin Miles and, oh man, Brad Crawford. They're in a really scary scenario. Seth Cole. Oh, they're doing this all before turn 1. Contact be made. There they go. Brad Crawford up and over the 33. Yellow flag will fly. They took 25 laps, and finally the yellow flag will be out. Aaron Macklin in the 36 and Andrew Davis in the 14. Leading the way, Yepes in third. And they about settled it out, thankfully. I don't think anyone's on pit road, which actually that is the case. And look at Davis. He said, forget this. I'm going to lead at the line. And look at the rookie. Bound with the other fellow Pontiac. Davis leads the field down. Jackie Tang, your pole sitter right now, P4 and P5, Kyle Matthews. Seth Cole got involved. You've seen Laura Chung down on the apron. I believe she did get a piece. Benj Miles, we saw him go around. He's coming down pit road. Brad Crawford went up and over. He is not making an indication of coming down pit road, which I'm actually very amazed there. Seth Cole had some damage earlier. Ace Wild definitely had some damage. And what's going on with Charles Sanford in the 55? I have no idea. Just trying to figure out what the heck even happened there, but Moore got a little bit of some front-end damage there. We actually got away with a rather very small accident, per se, so interesting to see how this race is going to be now. Now we got some damaged cars and a little bit of separation. And we're just going to wait to see if Davis and the others are going to come down pit road. If not, we'll take a look at ourselves our first yellow flag of today's race. And Davis is coming down pit road. Macklin and Freeze are going to stay out. They look like they are the only two to stay out. Dylan Young staying out in the 92. And Lane Sanders also staying out. Yeah, the one driver I'm not surprised is going to come down is Brad Crawford there. If he actually stayed out, I would have been very amazed there with that Oakwood Home Chevrolet. But 4 drivers staying out. Pit stops arise. Andrew Davis, quick in and out for him. Gas only for him. Out and away. I think that's going to be the main strategy of this one. About to say if it wouldn't be, I'd be very amazed. I think I just saw a car come down pit road, and just want to be sure. Unless it was a retiree there. Not too sure. Possibly the 31 of Stephen Colon and Ace Wild there. I'm not too sure. No hood there for quitting more than 96. And they are going to at least settle it out for the time being. Just making sure they're A-okay here. Excuse me there. Ace Wild just left pit road, and I believe possibly Stephen Colon did teleport to pit road. I'm pretty sure he did, because he doesn't have any damage, and he must have had a little incident there. And they are going to settle it out, which is good. Caution's out for the first time today. Aaron Macklin out in front. Let's go take a look at ourselves. Our first yellow flag of today's race. Top 4 staying out. Well, before we show the yellow flag, yes, Stephen Colon actually did get halted on pit road. And it was thanks to his own teammate of Zachary Fitzwater. Hold him up and watch Colon. He's actually trying to get into his stall. Missed it, backed up a little bit, came to a stop, and was not in the box. So the NNSCRA officials penalized the 31, and he is sitting on pit road as of this moment. Tough break for Stephen Colon. He will be a lap down right now. All right, we were looking on the helicopter angle, and you can see they were 4 wide for third. And yeah, the rookie Brad Crawford going to go for an interesting way to make a debut there. And Benjamin Miles, Laura Chung, Brad Crawford, 2 rookies there with the 44. And man, the 33 just got clipped and flipped over. Jackie Ting actually dove it on the apron just to avoid all the mess. Seth Cole went around. Diego Yepes just pushed Seth Cole out of the way. Matthews scraped the wall. You're going to see more in the 96 get a piece of it. Oh, wow. Barely got through it. There's the 96 getting a piece. And Laura Chung actually going for a spin. Ace Wild did get involved there in the 17. Cole Deaver barely got through that accident. He just literally pushed Ace Wild out of the way. Christian Vargas had a very small impact there. Same with the 26 of Amanda Evans. Everyone actually came to a halt just about. 99 McIntyre and the 20 of Collins actually made a little bit of contact. There's Collins getting another whack right there on Seth Cole. 93 of Zach Wiegel literally came to a stop. And then also drivers checking up from the 17 of Wild. They're a very small, very odd incident. But the part that I'm more amazed of is Brad Crawford actually drove in that one. Unfortunately, retired out of the race. But the fact that he had that flip and was able to drive that car still, that's amazing. We're definitely going to go on board Crawford. Take a look at the view he's going to have. On board, Brad Crawford, the Oakwood Home Chevrolet. Take a look at the view he's going to have on his debut going up and over. Yeah, he got hit in extra time, and thankfully also didn't get hit by anybody else when that happened. And I'm actually kind of amazed he actually retired of the race, because if he actually continued after all that, oh wow. I don't know if you noticed that there. That was James Ellison and Sam and Oscar. They almost made some contact coming off of turn 2, and that could have been a secondary wreck there. That was a close call there. And Jesus, they were swarming all over left and right and swerving, trying to get around some of the damaged cars. And wow, that could have been way worse than expected. Caution's out. Let's take it back to the green. Lights on top of the pace car. I've got a signal of 1 lap to go. Stephen Colon 1 lap down. Laura Chung, Benjamin Miles, and Brad Crawford all out of the race. Kind of wondering. Stephen Colon going to make it to the field in time. But green flag's going to come back out. Aaron Macklin going to lead the field down. Green flag back underway. Vince Freeze, Dylan Young, and Lane Sanders all stayed out. Remember those drivers. Andrew Davis completing the top 5. Jackie Tang, Kyle Matthews, Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater, and I know I'm still going to try to get used to the name. Dylan Thoreau completing the top 10. So eyes will definitely be on the top 4 of the 36, the 18, the 92, and the 01, all 4 of those drivers stayed out. And I feel like, I don't know, the way how that race is going to be as we're near 10 to go, it won't look good. Steven Colon already working on Ace Wilder is going to be off the pace there. He is a lap down, so I can already tell you his race is definitely going to be over. And... oh, Cody Smart also coming down pit road. That's 2 at the 18. That was one of the drivers that stayed out. I have no idea why, but he did it. He's going to pay the price. See, cars are trying to get around the 96 of Quentin Moore. Oh, man, and I knew that was not going to be good. That's going to help Cologne there in the 31, but, oh, man, I don't know what they were thinking on that move there. That was a bad call there. So is Macklin, Young, and Sanders all going to come down? Make an indication, I think, Turner's coming down to 22. Oh, they're making a secondary pit stop. Why are they doing that? Oh, it must have been for the gas-only people. Oh, what were they thinking? They didn't top off on gas. Turner's coming down and LaPlante's coming down. There's Freeze. Came down pit road as well. Oh, that was terrible. Some of these guys did not make good strategy moves there, and I think it's going to get worse there. Cody Smart had a really good stop, though. Thank goodness. Now, is anyone else going to come on down? Oh, I think someone is. I think it's Young. Yep. The rest of those guys that stayed out are all coming down. That's not a surprise. Tang, though, the pole sitter, is going to lead the field down after all that. So with the addition of Cody Smart, Jesse Turner, and Austin LaPlante, the rest of those guys that top 4 all came down. And I have no idea why, though. That was very poor of a call there by those drivers. Steven Colon trying to hunt down Chris Dollarton, and Dollarton lost a lot of speed after all what happened from Quentin Moore. That's going to really hurt all those drivers. Amanda Evans, who has a little bit of that damage there in that 26. These drivers actually got involved in the wreck somehow and are off the pace a little bit there. And that's going to end all the drivers coming out pit road as we have 7 laps to go at the line for Eric Monaco in the 4. Andrew Davis, Dylan Thoreau, Jackie Tang. How about Davis in the 14? Rookie debut, and he is putting on a hell of a show for the Conseco Pontiac. But don't count out the second-year drivers. Dylan Thoreau, technically a third-year driver in that 40 car. Zorlin, a well-known regular, it's been involved in this series. Now looking for second, 3 wide is the 43. Don't count out Matthews in the 5. RJ Bishop in the 97. Oskin the 02, and even James Ellison, 25. I'll tell you what, for Ellison for this race, it's been helping out. He's doing better than the 01 is. So that's at least one positive. Now these drivers are reeling in Cody Smart in the 88. And the drivers who made that very poor call there, along with Turner and LaPlante, I have no idea what they were thinking, and that's really going to hinder them this race. Cody Smart, I don't blame not being happy on that one. That was a very poor call there, and unfortunately, he's going to get reeled in and lapped down. That is a shame for a rookie debut, but there's still at least a 20-race season, so anything can still happen. Here comes Oskin looking for second. I said second. Wow. Going for the lead. What am I saying? He's in second place going for the lead. I'm already feeling great there. Look at Eric Burton, the 7. Remember I said he's playing it safe? Now is the time to go for him. Now he's going for second place. See, I had to say it right there. Oh, but Cody. Is he going to hold up a Ford? Of course not. He's a Ford driver. He's not going to do that. Actually, very wisely going to get out of the way, but Kyle Matthews and Andrew Davis got kicked up to that eye line right where Cody Smart is. And remember, Smart's not off the pace. He just came off pit road, so he'll be up to speed with these drivers. Charles Sanford's going to come in to help in the 55. Zachary Fitzwater there as we're at 4 laps to go. Just in the tail end of the pack, as to with Cole Deaver. Diego Yepes, Skycoms, we're getting around all that chaos over there. Right now, 19th and 20th, but not looking good for them. Now these drivers are going to reel in Jesse Turner, Austin LaPlante, Dylan Young, Lane Sanders, and Aaron Macklin. They're not going to approach Ace Wild, neither Quentin Moore, which they are way off the pace there. Shelton, look at this, trying to go 2 in a row at Daytona in this series. I don't think that's ever been possible before in any offline altogether. But to deny it's going to be Alexander Rowe in the 27. Forget that. Here comes Dylan Thoreau. Here comes Jackie Tang in the 28. Got a lot of regulars in the inner cell that are making themselves known in this series. But look at Andrew Davis, the rookie. Looking for P2, second Seco, Pontiac 3 wide for position. Now going to be 3 wide for the lead. And Davis is bringing along Matthews and the lap car of Cody Smart, who's also bringing along Michael Norman. Smart can really be used as a pick right now to help anyone out. He doesn't care what's going to happen. At the line, Davis leads. Matthews now going to go to the point. Now I'm trying to remember who the heck the teammate of the 88 is, and it's actually not hit me who in the world it is. I'm pretty sure he had a teammate there, but memory's not hitting me today. 2 to go, though, at the line. White flag will be this time by. Here comes Norman, though, looking for the lead. And oh my goodness. Shades of last season's, or I guess I should say, well, I should say season 9 of Universal Orlando Cup. Bishop is coming to the point. Will he get a chance to win the 500 this time? No, I don't know. He'll try, though. 1 lap to go for Michael Norman and RJ Bishop. Here they come to Ace Wild. They actually are going to reel in the 17. Look at this on the last lap. Norman and Bishop are going to try to get around the 17. Oh, Bishop's going to go down low. Is he going to play smart? Oh, he's going to get held by a lap car again. That may have sealed the fate for Norman. Zorlin's going to get completely held up, as they're going to go second for Bishop. Just way too far back, and Michael Norman. And so remember, for the second time in a row, Bishop getting held up by lap traffic. Checker flag is going to wave. Michael Norman wins the 8th annual Daytona 500 for the Spectrum Cup Series. Imagine seeing Elliott Sadler win the 500. My goodness. But Michael Norman's going to win the Daytona 500 and gets the job done. I guarantee he probably pulled a wand out of his ass doing some Harry Potter spell, knowing him, but what a son of a bitch. Anyways, Michael Norman going to get the victory there for Wood Brothers Racing. Going to get the job done. Charles Sanford will get second. Third will be Eric Monaco in the 4 car. Wow, that is a great sign there for their Morgan McClure Motorsports. Wow, Allison Rain will get 4th there. RJ Bishop had a chance to win. Will fall short. Will get 5th. James Ellison will get 6th. 7th was Sam Oskin. 8th, Dylan Thoreau. 9th, Eric Burton. What a return for car number 7. And Zachary Fitzwater completing the top 10. Here's a look at your full finishing results here from today's race. And looking on through the rest of the results, 35 cars finished the race on the lead lap. I can't even speak at it. It's been a long day, damn it. I can't help it. 35 cars finished the race on the lead lap. 39 finished the race all in all. 3 retirees there, 2 rookies of Brandon Crawford, Laura Chung, and Benjamin Miles, all respectively in their positions from 40th down to 42nd. Thank you guys for watching. Like, be sure to give a like, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. You've been watching production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Until then, for the next race, congrats to Michael Norman on getting the win. We'll see you guys for the next race that will take on by, which will be, I'm pretty sure, Atlanta. So until then, goodbye everybody.